Framestore team was tasked with creating the Red Death. Red Death is this massive dragon that appears in the third act of the film.
It was a rushed design in the animated movie. As such, I don't think she got the attention and detail and incubation time that she deserved. So we were able to, from the start, kind of revisit the design and think of her as a creature of her environment.
Dean had this idea, like maybe it could be like slate gray, like fit into it, the mountain, and be like, look like the mountain. But then it had a crest on it similar to what you see on ceratopsians. And we gave it like bright red crest around its nasal horn so that it was pretty obvious to the audience as soon as you saw it that it was the Red Death. So it was fun to embellish on ideas that were kind of half realized and really go for it on this film.
I think there's only 2 shots in the film where we frame all of her. From the beginning, we had this thing that you would never see all of her because then she'd feel enormous and it'd feel like this thing that you can't get back enough from.
In designing it, we wanted to make it feel even more monstrous because despite Hiccup's preaching that dragons and humans can get along, he ends up killing a dragon in the end to liberate all of those dragons. So it needed to feel monstrous and ancient and cannibalistic and a tyrant.
I don't think any of us envisaged that Red Death would go that big. Working out exactly how big she had to be for those moments, because there's a whole beat where Toothless and Hiccup are flying through her spines at the back. Looking at Toothless's size relative to the tail and the spikes and working out, could Toothless feasibly fly between these spines?
We were using Farsight to show it in the stage, and realised that it was just gigantic.
Everything was geared towards showing the scale of Red Death. And so we paid great care along the way to just try to showcase anything that we could do to show how big this creature was. Some of the challenges doing that is that this creature needed to look good from a really wide view, as well as we had some scenes where we needed to be extremely close to the body. So we had some scenes where we're really close to the eye of Red Death, or even the foot stumps. There's even a scene where Astrid jumps into the mouth of Red Death. So we have to make sure that our characters will be able to sustain some really extreme close-up while also delivering this grand scale.
And it was only in the end and post where we added a couple of shots where we were like, well, let's pump really wide, because then it gives you the scale of these tiny ants of people and this massive dragon. And obviously her fire, we actually looked at a SpaceX test of a rocket booster for their new spacecraft, and they've got it lashed down in the desert, and they fire it, and it fires for however long, and that became the fire of the Red Death because it had that same sort of power.
Man, we're trying to get the animation going, the environment, the effects. And that first time I saw that shot put together where you see the force of that effects that we designed using some rocket ship reference, the first time I saw it, my first reaction was, oh my God, this is awesome.
We leaned into that animal trait of like an old, beat-up lion that probably hasn't flown in a while. And so when it really does take wing, something that size, and the effort that it requires to get off the ground, we wanted to play that up. So many of the shots are about really delivering on that scale and that weight.
The scale of that stuff just looks immense, and it's just great fun, I think, to kind of try and make that feel authentic.
As soon as you saw those scenes coming together, you're like, oh wow, this is going to be like incredibly cinematic.